Hello and welcome to episode 126 of VocTerGaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, and we are here with our final and deciding game between these two Protoss players. First up, in the blue, allow me to introduce to you one of my favourite Protosses of all time. He is the former Warcraft 3 pro gamer. He is Grubby! And opposing him as he has in the previous two games, currently sitting at 1-1, he is the creator of Special Tactics. His name, as you all know by now, is WhiteRa! So we are set for a very exciting Game 3. We saw quite a long first game and a decently shorter second game. Now the question is, how long will this game go? I am betting it's going to go quite long. I've got a feeling in my bones. As I put out to you before, I have not seen this game. I did not watch IEM. And as such, I do not know the outcome of this. Yes, it's a replay, but I didn't look because I'm good to you. As I mentioned before, I have now switched to playing Protoss like any good player would do. And in fact, I'm having a ton of fun with it. I am loving the mechanics of Protoss. And it is helping develop my understanding of the game a bit more, which is always nice. And of course, that's why I am so interested in these games right now. Protoss vs Protoss, which I currently am just 4-gating in every single time. Interestingly, WhiteRa and Grubby both scouting in opposite directions, neither man finding their opponent. As it is, they are doing identical openings, simulator gateway openings. Perfectly normal. Cybernetics core going down for both players. This is the first of my videos, by the way, which is recorded on my brand new BenQ, or BenQ, I don't know how to pronounce that, widescreen monitor. So hopefully, for the first time, we will have true and proper widescreen. I have yet to see if that will work. It's taken a lot of jiggering to make actually work so I can get Starcraft 2 on this screen rather than my normal resolution TV. This is actually a big problem. If anyone knows anything about dual resolutions, because I have to have two different resolutions obviously, because my second monitor is not widescreen, could you please let me know? Send me an email or a YouTube message. I need to figure out what the hell is going on so I can do this without all the faffing about next time. Okay, so WhiteRa knows exactly what's going on. He knows it is not a 4-gate, which is always nice to know. And of course, we'll just take a quick look, make sure Grubby saw everything. Yep, Grubby saw the second gas going down, he saw the second gateway going down. So both players know exactly what their opponent is doing. Meanwhile, Grubby now is adding a second gateway to match that, and a robo facility. Of course, Observers very, very useful, Immortals very, very useful, and Colossi incredibly useful. The robo is really the backbone of the Protoss army. Units you make from that are so pivotal throughout the game. It will be interesting to see what way he goes with it. I do favour that first Observer, especially in games against Protoss. From what I've seen, that first Observer is important. Against Terran, I like actually often the quick Immortal just to help defend against any Marauders. But against Protoss, I do really believe the first thing you build should be an Observer. But no, Grubby is going straight into Immortal production. Fair enough. Getting some sentries down for defence. These Stalkers trying to chase this Stalker down, but of course, Stalkers are exactly as fast as Stalkers, and therefore they will not catch it. WhiteRa now adding his own robo facility. That is nearly done. Warp gate is finished, so these gateways are all now warp gates, which means of course units come in faster. Little bit of silence there. My throat is killing me, by the way, so I apologise. I've had a cold recently. That happens a lot to people like me who use their voice all the time. We get bad throats, we get colds and crap like that. It's just awful. WhiteRa notably is getting the Observer out first. So I like that from him. Grubby is going to be the first person to take an expansion. Now, a quick note, because there's not a great deal going on at the moment. WhiteRa has these Onaga watchtowers, but Grubby's going to scout, maybe drop a forward pylon. No, that Stalker's going to catch it, and in fact the second one joins it, so that probe goes down. On the 8th of April, sadly not the 7th, as I am working because goddamn Easter. On the 8th of April, I will be in Manchester at the Kyoto Lounge from about 1:30, 2 PM onwards, from pretty much when they open. In fact, I'll head down there, and I'm going to be there for the IPL 4 finals. It's going to be sick. If you are anywhere near Manchester, you should join us. In fact, even if you're not near Manchester, if you live in Germany, you should join us. That would be sick. Let's get some Germans there. We have a Norwegian there. He's awesome. His name is Anders, and he lets me stay with him because he's adorable. So we have WhiteRa expanding now. Both players getting up robo facilities. WhiteRa hiding his at the back of the base so it doesn't get scouted. Grubby's is much nearer his robo facility, but now Grubby's getting the observer out to counter this observer. Of course, they do detect one another, so Grubby will be able to kill it and get rid of it. Which is always nice, because giving your opponent free scouting is never what you want to do. And here it goes. It will go down. There it goes. See you later. WhiteRa is looking to move up, perhaps to take a third base. He's taking the rocks down. Grubby is about to do the same. These players are so mirrored. It's wonderful to watch. We have, when I say so mirrored, obviously there are differences, but their timings are perfect. And this is why they are such good players. We have the first Colossus on the way for Grubby. And now, just now, the first Colossus on the way for WhiteRa. He's also adding a second robo facility. So he's looking, it looks like to me, to go up to a third base and then go 2 robo Colossi. Always really nice. Gravitic Drive is on the way for Grubby. That is the Observer Speed? No, Warp Prism. Okay, so he could be after doing some Warp Prism drops. That doesn't surprise me, because it is Grubby and he does love his Warp Prisms. We have Extended Thermal Lance on the way for WhiteRa, and we have the first Warp Prism building for Grubby. Interesting, going for Warp Prism rather than Colossus. WhiteRa now gets a Forge up as well, as we see here, so he's going to start his upgrades. Heavy upgrades, I assume with attack first. Given that he's getting double Colossi, he's really going to want their Splash to do a ton of damage. Grubby now is going to slowly push out onto the map, take the centre here. He will be able to take the Zonaga watchtowers if he so desires, but it looks to me like he's going to make a quick push towards WhiteRa's base, and now WhiteRa has seen this coming. There is a lone stalker here that is about to die. Runs away. Oh, lovely force fields. Does use 2 force fields to get that, but nicely done. Warp Prism coming in here. 2 Immortals inside. It's going for the drop. The Colossus here sniping that assimilator, but 2 Immortals dropping here onto the Robo Bay. Can they get it before Extended Thermal Lance goes down? They are focusing on that solely. He does not mind losing these Immortals. Nice pickup there of the Immortal though. And oh, come on, you could nearly kill it. Oh, if he could have got that before Extended Thermal Lance finished, that would have been incredible. As it is, he pulls back just at the wrong time. Oh, Grubby, I feel so upset. If he'd have sniped that man, that would have meant that his Extended Thermal Lance would not have been behind WhiteRa's whatsoever. They would have finished at exactly the same time. Oh, that would have been, in fact, later than that, because WhiteRa would have had to have rebuilt his Robo facility, or Robo Bay. I always forget which way around it is. Okay, we have a Twilight Council going up for Grubby at home. So that is, I imagine, for Blink for the Stalkers. Gotta love Blink. Grubby does take down that Robo Bay, finally. But I believe it was too late. We'll just take a quick look. I actually don't know if it shows up on this. Interesting. I have 0 clue. That would be incredible if we got it before that. But I think it was just marginally too late. As it is, these Colossus are coming out 2 at a time, and they are going to do a ton of damage. WhiteRa is finally in the lead supply-wise. So we shall see what comes of this. Again, this Warp Prism here is going to look to do another drop. Oh, this is going to be nice. He's going to see the probe heading up. Saane kills the probe. So he knows that WhiteRa is going to try and take a third. I assume that will prompt him to go ahead and take the third of his own. This Warp Prism, by the way, man, is just totally owning. Really nice micro from Grubby. So as we see back in his base, Twilight Council is finished and charge is on the way. Third Nexus going up for both players almost at identical times. +1 attack on the way now. Ground weapons, yeah, it's for WhiteRa. That drop still ongoing, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. There are 2 Immortals still alive in it. Going to take down this pylon. No, in fact, picks up just 4 HP away from killing it, and once again retreats though with this Warp Prism. Keeps it alive. Very well done. And as we see, the Colossus are here. There's no thermal lance thing there for them. So I do believe that Grubby finished, that WhiteRa finished that before Grubby killed it. His Robo facility is going back up now, Robo Bay rather, along with a Templar Archive. So High Templar on the way for WhiteRa and Grubby. I assume that's both men looking towards Archons, because High Templar Storms don't really do a great deal to other Protoss armies. And again, these Immortals just doing sick damage. This is some wonderful harass from Grubby. Really, really nice. It's keeping WhiteRa on the back foot. And now he's pushing up this army again. Now his Colossus count is very low here compared to WhiteRa. So his ground army is not that much better. So he has to retreat at this point in time. But good use of the drops. And of course he does now have 2 robotics facilities himself. I don't know which in the second one, right at the front of the base. So he is churning out double Colossus. We'll just take a quick look at the Robo Bay. Yep, there we see. Extended thermal lance was done. I assumed it was, but I thought it was best to check. Grubby now is losing a couple of pylons, so he is supply blocked at the moment. He needs to get on top of that so he can build some more units. 2 more pylons going down now, perfectly fine. This third base is up, throwing some cannons down to defend. Just the one at the moment. And if we take a look, we see the observer here watching this third base, knows exactly what's going on. No cannons to defend for WhiteRa. Protoss ground weapons level 2 is nearly done now for WhiteRa. Ground weapons level 2 just started for Grubby. So he's slightly behind on upgrades, but not so much that it will matter. And here he tries to run in with 4 Zealots. That's going to get taken down. Archons and Colossus were waiting. We have 3 more gateways going down, by the way, for WhiteRa. And a Stargate. Where's the Stargate? Is it? There's the Stargate. Interesting position for this Stargate. In a place where quite often Grubby will move with Colossi and could actually snipe. But it'll be interesting to see where he goes with this. Will this be Phoenix's? Oh! Fleet Beacon going down. This drop's still doing a ton of damage, by the way. And again, it escapes. Okay, this is sick. This harass is doing so well for Grubby. So we have a Fleet Beacon building here, ladies and gentlemen, which means we are likely to see a mothership in the near future. +2 attack is finished for Grubby. Will he start +3 or will he do ground armour? That remains to be seen. Zealots warping in here to defend against Zealots. Grubby again just trying to run them in, do some harass. And again, all of this is worthwhile because it's forcing WhiteRa to move these main army around to essentially stay in his base as much as possible. Like he now has units here looking for this drop, but the drop's now at the expansion, and oh, there goes the Stargate unpowered. And again he picks up, and again he escapes. Grubby playing absolutely fantastic. Now there's 2 probes forward, and of course a massive army. At the start of it, 1 Zealot does go down. Grubby once again backs away. That is pretty much a ton of Colossi. Look at that. 10 Colossi there. And once again, this drop doing damage, but there are cannons now. The Warp Prisms are beefy, man. But here we go, a Warp Prism of WhiteRa's is now coming in, taking down cannons and taking down this third. Really nice push here. WhiteRa with the harass of his own, but we have a mothership on the way for Grubby. Fuck yeah. Motherships. We have a few more zealots dying there. Finally, all the zealots die. We have just the warp prism left now. We have High Templar here. Unfortunately, warp prisms do not have energy, so there is no feedback to be done. And now all these High Templars are going to die. If they'd been moved to Archons earlier, that would have been much, much better. WhiteRa with really nice harass here, killing all the probes down here. If we take a look, we see it's up to 34 workers killed now, 35, taking down even more. That third base of Grubby's is now not functioning. Grubby is really far behind. But what is this? That's a carrier. That's a carrier in a pro game. This keeps happening lately and it's terrifying. These zealots are finally going to die, but they killed a ton of probes. They've stopped mining at that third base for forever. That's really nicely done. And finally this warp prism dies of WhiteRa. So +2/+2 is that? Yep, +2. Sorry, +3/+2 on the way for Grubby. Graviton Catapult and +3 attack on the way for WhiteRa. This is getting exciting. We're at the 23-minute mark and it looks like we're going to have a huge engagement here. Only zealots at the front though for WhiteRa. WhiteRa's moved back with the rest of his army. Perhaps a misclick because holy crap, these zealots look like they are going to die. Losing supply there. Of course he can remake it and he is now taking a fourth base. Nice, does well to pick off that pylon, but there is a second one there. WhiteRa is very, very close in supply with Grubby. Both these players are tied. The upgrades are decently similar. Grubby with the slightly more armour upgrades, but of course we have carrier on the way. We have one carrier so far. Now we do have a mothership for Grubby. Where is it? Here it is. Well, it looks like, well, it basically is a floating building. This is going to be exciting. This is a huge push from Grubby. He needs to deny that fourth. That is the big thing for him. If he can deny that fourth, he will go on to be in a much, much better position in this game. But if WhiteRa can take it and hold it, this is going to be sick. We are actually getting some lag because Mothership and Cloak on my super graphical computer trying to make everything look dead nice for you, the dear viewer. Now we have 200 food for both men, and it looks like we're going to have an engagement. Grubby splitting up his army though, so they're not all going to benefit from Cloak. And here we go, everything fighting now, tons of damage being done, the Mothership getting in the way. If he can vortex perhaps part of WhiteRa's army. This is very, very close by the way, but Colossi are going down for WhiteRa, and that is bad. He needs to keep those Colossi alive. This carrier is going to go down. It hasn't done anything. That was pointless. A complete waste of time. And it looks like this third of WhiteRa's is going to go down. Archon's here, but not doing much. Nice little feedback there. Means the Mothership has no energy to vortex. And so now, Grubby pushing in. WhiteRa's supply is dwindling rapidly. We have a warp prism here, warping in Stalkers to take down the fourth. So WhiteRa is down to 2 bases now, and only one of them is mining in any capacity whatsoever. A second carrier is out, and there aren't many Stalkers here now. So in fact, this could do some damage. But so many probes dying! Oh my god! All of those probes going down. We're now to 50 probes killed for Grubby. Holy crap! WhiteRa is at 72 food, going up towards 80. Grubby though at over 150. Is really, really dominating now. WhiteRa, this is his last ditch attempt, sending some zealots towards this third base, but these high templars are going to morph to Archons. Cannon going down. Cannon is down rather. WhiteRa, GG's, and Grubby takes this series 2-1. Ah! Wow, I told you I had a feeling it was going to be an awesome game. 26 minutes, 43 seconds before the WhiteRa GG. How about that? Grubby playing sick. That Warp Prism with the 2 Immortals in it did so much to help Grubby this game. And then smashing that third, denying the fourth. And he just took this game. I'm not entirely sure what WhiteRa was thinking of making carriers. I'd rather have seen a mothership and or void rays or phoenixes or anything that's not a carrier. Anyway, today was Thursday, so I will be back tomorrow. Oh yeah, with a pro game. I don't know what one because I've run out of replays. I might see if MLG have released the replays from their last weekend and pick one of the games I didn't get a chance to watch. Maybe Huck, although I'm getting a bit tired of Protoss. I might find a decent ZVZ if it happened there. It's been a while since I've done a Zerg versus Zerg, and it should be pretty fun. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Check us out at www.scforum.eu. Also on Facebook, you can join the Manchester Barcraft page, because it's got a ton of cool people there. We have a Manchester Barcraft chat channel as well, which is of course Manchester Barcraft. We have an SC Forum chat channel, which is SC Forum. Anyway, once again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. Now let's hope this recorded properly on my sexy new monitor.